Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all well. Just on the channel here, the Disturbing Illusion, nearly 70,000 subscribers. I've seen a few videos on this, to be honest. A couple of people have covered it. We'll go with the Disturbing Illusion because it kind of fits. Not Ghislaine Maxwell. The claim is the woman is not Ghislaine Maxwell, and a lookalike or a body double, and fucking Ghislaine Maxwell's probably in fucking Israel with Epstein there. Again, photos of a man with a beard and grey hair in Israel looks a lot like Epstein. An older Epstein as well. So whether Ghislaine Maxwell's been took out of this as well, I mean, it's what I mean by like she's trying to get Trump to pardon her. Trump's very much in Trump's name's in the Epstein files a million times. You know what I mean? So like they've probably whisked away Epstein because he's massively part of the club here, as we've seen. Again, if you watch the video maybe 4 videos ago I made where about the Epstein secret societies, and go and watch that video on Mind Unveiled, possibly was the channel. Again, I only covered half of the video, and more people are covering more things. Epstein was very much involved in these secret societies, and they look after each other. They very much look after each other. They really do. So they don't murder these people. No, they look after them and lie to us about it. So Epstein's probably alive. Good evidence is in Israel there, even a photo of him. And the claim is that this isn't Ghislaine Maxwell. So, looking at the face, the nose, the nose is a big giveaway, to be honest. I think the nose doesn't match is one of the main things I've got to give some credence to here. The nose is, this woman's got a bigger nose than Ghislaine Maxwell. Possibly the accent isn't quite right as well, but because it's kind of British, and you're not used to hearing Ghislaine Maxwell speak that often, you kind of just think it's her. So, the claim is it's not Ghislaine Maxwell, so let's have a lot of listen to this.
There's some debate online on whether this is Ghislaine Maxwell, or is this Ghislaine Maxwell, or are they both Ghislaine Maxwell? And in the spirit of...
I mean, already there, the nose doesn't match, you know what I mean? Let's go again here. The nose doesn't match.
This is Ghislaine Maxwell, or is this Ghislaine Maxwell, or are they both Ghislaine Maxwell?
Yeah, the nose doesn't match at all, absolutely at all. We'll see that. See the nose there? Completely different face, to be honest. Different eyes. Eyebrows are thicker. Hair, not quite the same, but a close match. One's happy and one's sad. Happy, sad, happy, sad, happy, sad, happy. Sad. Ears. The ears maybe do match. The ears maybe match. But the nose definitely doesn't. The nose doesn't match. The chin doesn't match. The hair doesn't really match, but it's kind of close. But obviously you can change your hair. But you can't really change your chin. Chin doesn't match. Nose doesn't match. Eyes don't match really either, to be honest. So, yeah, is this Ghislaine Maxwell? And looking at that, I'd probably say no, to be honest.
Both Ghislaine Maxwell. And in the spirit of investigative research, I decided, hey, you know what? Let's line up the photos. Let's take a close look at them, and let's try to be as objective as we can possibly be, trying to steer away from any kind of pitfalls of cognitive bias.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of seen already that these fucking faces don't match. Do you know what I mean? Without even doing an in-depth fucking analysis here, they don't match. They just don't match. Well, the nose don't match. The nose, the chin, the fucking, even the hair, to be fair. But again, we can change the hair. Eyebrows look quite a bit thicker. Kind of don't match the eyes either, really. But go on, we'll hear him out.
So what I did was I put this photo in Photoshop along with 2 other known photos of Ghislaine Maxwell. The first thing I did is I put yellow dots where her pupils are, and then I went from the very top of the ear to the very top of the ear, which skirted right underneath her eyelids. And the reason I did this is I wanted to line up the pupils especially, but I tried to line up the pupils and the ears as well as I could. And when I got all 3 photos in place, there were 2 things that jumped off the screen right off the bat.
Yeah, it looks fuck all like her. I'll make it bigger so you can see what the fuck's going on better.
See if it's as noticeable to you as it was to me as I show you an older picture of Ghislaine Maxwell before she went into prison. What's the first thing that jumps out at you and screams, hey, something ain't right here? I'll tell you what it was for me. Number one, it was the nose. Look how right here, right before she went to prison, she's got kind of a W-shaped nose. It kind of dips down. Right here, it's completely absent. You don't see that. So here's before, here's after. By the way, this right here was taken from the February 9th deposition. This is February 9th, 2026, just a couple days ago, where she multiple times invoked her Fifth Amendment right to be silent and not incriminate herself. So here's the deposition photo, and here's a photo before she went to prison. You see that? Now look at the line. This line right here goes from ear top to ear top, but then right here it goes through the top of her ears. It looks like there's maybe a half to 3/4 of an inch on the top. This right here is the very top. Now I understand
Yeah, it doesn't match. Doesn't match. Not on level with her ears. Nose doesn't match. Chin doesn't match. Probably not her. Again, the world's a stage here, as we keep saying. And again, the general public don't pay attention. But here we are again. Somebody's paid attention, and lo and behold, the faces don't match. Because this is what there's that much goes on, you know, and people think, well, why would they do that? You know what I mean? Well, they do it because it's to fuck us all over, and so we don't know what's going on, and we don't know what left's right anymore, and right's left, and fucking who's who anymore. You know what I mean? So it's the fucking magician here. Too busy. We're too busy watching these hands. It's what's going on behind his fucking back. So yeah, I mean, he's putting a good case forward here, to be honest. Even before he done any of this with the lines, the nose definitely didn't match. There's no dispute there. The total bottom of the nose here is completely different on the other woman. The chin, she's got more pointy chin, more pointy nose. The eyes don't level off with the thing. The eyes look different to me as well, to be honest. The hair looks slightly different and the eyebrows look thicker on the other woman. I think there's a few things, to be honest, but definitely the nose, without question.
there's lighting, there's camera angle. This camera angle right here could be down like this. This camera angle could be pointed up, which would kind of make things seem just a little bit uneven. But the next thing that jumped out at me was her eyelids. Apparently there are a couple different kind of eyelids I'm learning, the monolid and the double lid. In this pre-prison photo, you can see that she has two monolids. This right here kind of is a double, but it goes mono right there. And this is totally mono. And yet from the deposition photo, clearly two double lids. And I'm thinking, okay, what is going on here? So I grabbed a third photo from her younger days, and you can see that a young Ghislaine Maxwell had the same thing that this Ghislaine Maxwell had. See right here, partial double, and then it goes on to mono. In her younger days, partial double goes on to mono. This right here is clearly mono with a partial double right there, which is consistent with this photo as well. Partial double goes on to mono, partial double goes on to mono. But then when you look at the February 9th deposition photo, full double eyelids. But the most glaring thing is that nose. I mean, look at this right here. The eye.
Sorry. Yeah, well done, mate. Well done. Again, went into quite some depth there in the eyelids, and he's bang on. He's absolutely bang on with what he said yet again. The level of the eye doesn't match with the ear, the nose doesn't match, the chin doesn't match, the hair doesn't quite match, and I think her eyebrows are thicker, as I said, the other one, and we've got the eyelids there. So, I mean, for me, it probably isn't Ghislaine Maxwell. We're being played yet again. The world's a stage. This is the kind of things they do, you know what I mean? Like faking Epstein's death, and he's really alive in Israel there. Well, it looks like Ghislaine's probably alive as well. And again, she's in the club. Again, they look after each other, they really do. So she's not languishing in a jail cell at all. She just, as long as the public believes she's languishing in a jail cell, it'll all wash. But from what we're seeing here, again, you can everybody make your own mind up. Obviously, nobody's telling you what to think here. Think completely what you want, whenever you want, about whatever you want. We just try and show you some sort of evidence of some way that maybe what we're being told by the mainstream media and the global elite, who are all in question in the Epstein files, maybe we're not being told the truth again here, and again, these people are lying to us. And again, why have they released all this information? And again, this is like the Charlie Kirk affair. We're being played here in a massive psyop yet again. I mean, there's about 3 or 4 going on at the minute. Absolutely massive psyops just currently going on. Bombarding us with psyops. But yeah, I mean, I think he's put a good case forward here already. We'll play the end of it. Why not?
These are pretty much lined up. That's another thing too. You can see this goes pupil to pupil, but then when you go to her pre-prison photo, it's kind of on the outside of her left eye, which is on our right side. So not even the eyes line up. But the nose, come on, give me a break. That is a completely different nose. Are they trying to sell us on the idea that this is a post-plastic surgery prison?
It's just a lookalike, isn't it? And it's not a bad one, to be fair. Like when I've seen it in passing, again, I can't say I thought that's not Ghislaine Maxwell, to be honest, you know what I mean? But now we've looked at it in detail here. It probably isn't Ghislaine Maxwell. Again, the nose is massive. Even the lips probably don't match, to be honest. It's a good lookalike, but it's a lookalike, and again, with a bit of in-depth analysis here, it probably isn't her, is it? You know what I mean? We can't really argue with what we're seeing here, and what we're seeing is a completely different nose. The ears level doesn't match. The eyelids are different. The eyebrows look thicker. The hair isn't quite right. The chin's definitely wrong. And possibly even the lips are fatter on this woman here as well. So pretty much nothing matches under scrutiny, you know what I mean? It washed in passing at a glance, and if you're not paying attention. But luckily people are. This is, again, the brilliance of the internet at this current moment in time. But, yeah, I think he's putting forward a good case here. That we're getting fucking done over here again by lies.
Are you doing plastic surgery in prison? Or is this a completely different person altogether? Because that nose and that nose ain't looking alike. But this nose and the younger nose perfectly match. Look at the eyes. Look at the eyelids. Look at the...
Yeah, I mean, how do you argue with it? How do you argue with any of this? You know what I mean? I haven't got an argument other than the logical hypothesis, if you want, is that she's not in prison. She's been whisked away, just much like Epstein has, because she's part of the club and these people will be protected. And yet more proof in a way that nothing will come of the Epstein files, but then you've got to wonder why they've dropped them all and they're telling us all this. And that could lead into sort of World War III and the economy, and they're just going to collapse everything. And we won't get time to do anything about this, so they're not bothered if we know at this point. It's a bad sign. It's a real bad sign. I mean, it's a bad sign that this isn't Ghislaine Maxwell, the person who's pretending to be in prison here as well. Massively bad sign. So, again, the Disturbing Illusion is the name of the channel. Thought it was a very good video, to be honest. Again, there's a couple of minutes left here. Well, we're kind of just hashing over the same thing, really. Again, I mean, look at that. It's not the same person, to be honest. It's absolutely not the same person. So yeah, I think the jury rests. To be honest, I think the jury rests, and for me, anyway, for me, that is not Ghislaine Maxwell that we're being presented with here. This is a different woman that's a bit of a lookalike, but under scrutiny doesn't look a lot like Ghislaine Maxwell, as we can see, and I've seen from the video. I'll leave it there anyway. Peace.